Okay, hey everybody. Welcome to It's Your Story with Lori. I'm here with Sheila Corona, also known as Corona Rising, Conscious Conversation Central. We are going to be looking at Sheila's birth chart and describing and talking and exploring her story in conjunction with her birth chart and how it layers up. And if possible, we'll probably do an extended version at some point because I feel like Sheila's chart is like, in fact, everybody's chart. And in fact, we could do series of people's charts. I don't think you can do a whole frame of this in just like a 30, 40 minute, little
I'm sure
podcast
you're
here.
right.
All right. Okay. So we're going to share the charts. Okay. All right. So, yes. Okay. Good. 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 No, go back. Was that good? Okay. All right. So Sheila's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Sheila.
Thank you. Which is because this won't be seen probably right away. It will on my
Correct.
channel, which my current channel, just for everyone who's joining, is Sassy Seer Sheila. But yeah, my birthday is tomorrow, October 14th, which also happens to be that annular eclipse.
Correct. As well as the new moon in Libra.
Yeah.
Ms. Libra. So
Yeah.
what do you where do you want to start out? Do you want to like talk a little bit, just give like a little mini synopsis, and then we can kind of correlate it afterwards with your chart about like your life, like your story. What do you want your narrative to be right now?
Well, my biggest I have been actually in search of an astrologer that would take a look at my chart
Mhm.
specifically for tomorrow. Because I happen to be aware that my natal sun is at 21 degrees Libra. I already knew that about my own blueprint.
Mhm.
And then when I started hearing the astrologers say that this annular eclipse was happening at 21 degrees Libra, I'm like, okay, wait a minute, that's significant. Now, what I did not take note of until you and I started speaking this morning was that you were sharing with me that both my ascendant and my moon are also at 21 degrees of the different.
Your moon is at 21 degrees, okay, but your ascendant is at 20 degrees, like 19-ish minutes. So like it's in that realm, in the same realm. Like like you would say it's sextile, it's conjunct, it's got the same math going on. So there's definitely going to be some
Right. And
things
isn't
happening.
there something about as long, in some cases, they give like a 3 degree orb,
Yes.
usually
Yes. I like
forward and
five or
backward.
more. Sometimes I like 10 degrees. I mean, there's energy. And we realize that we have that astral, like our aura that goes farther out than just our physical body. So yeah,
Right.
that's why I think astrally it can be up to about 10 degrees, but you've got it so close that I would say, yeah, that's in that realm of like sun, moon, rising, right?
Right.
Having a trifecta for you. So it's a trinity for you. And then you've got stuff going on. I'm actually opening up your chart here. Hold on a second. Because of course, I'm going to do a transit for tomorrow's date on Sheila's chart, but enter
Well,
date. So 14th.
having said some of what we were discussing before you began recording,
Mhm.
um, I have had these. I mean, and I've said this several times. It's like I'm really here, but not here. And this entire year actually has felt that way. And I mean, I wanted to say that it started in the spring, but honestly, it was actually before the spring.
Mhm.
That I mean, because it seemed like the first, I tried to back that up. The more it backed up, like into January, so it really has been this entire year. And I think I said to you before you began recording that I have felt very similar to what I can only imagine it would feel like if one was being sucked into a black hole very slowly,
Mhm.
because I read something by a scientific journal that was talking about black holes the other day. I mean, one a couple of months ago, actually, it came out and it said, it actually spoke about the fact that, they pontificate, they hypothesize that the closer to the spin of the black hole, time goes wonky. Well, I don't know. I've had a lot of time going wonky around me, so
I would tend to agree. And here, I'm looking at the transits for tomorrow on my phone little app that you kind of can't see.
right. Yeah, well,
There you go.
you're so tiny. Oh, wow.
Okay, that's tomorrow.
Okay.
What time were you born again?
I was born at 1525.
So that would be 3, 12, 13. That's 3, right? 3:25 p.m.
Yeah. Oh, look, the transits are appearing on the outside of this chart that you have up on the
Yeah.
thing, but that's for today, not for tomorrow. I
This is
wonder,
just your birth chart. This is not anything
right,
for today. Yeah, this is
right.
just the
But remember,
specific birth chart.
I was sharing with you that
This is tomorrow. I'm doing it on my phone because if for
I
some reason
gotcha.
I can't get it to go up on astro.com. So this is tomorrow. Okay. So it's looking
Okay.
like what's also interesting is that Uranus is at 22 degrees of Taurus. So again, we're going to have your moon, which is in Sagittarius, having I believe it's a moon sextile. Wait, semi-sextiling natal Mars. So there's a lot of, like you said, okay, black wholeness going on for you specifically, not in a bad way, but more like transformation because it's a new moon, it's a dark moon. That denotes to me a black hole, right? Because it's the moon's in the sky, but it's, where is it? Yet the sun is also being mostly, partially eclipsed here, but eclipsed. So you're going
Right.
to see 2 black holes. That's why I'm like, wow, that's interesting that you would say that because, yeah, it's your day. This is the transits of that day. That makes sense that would be the imagery that you would have. And then you've got up here, like where you can see you've got Neptune, right?
Mhm.
And then you've got Mars, and then you've got Mercury, and then you've got your sun. And the sun and Mercury are in, uh, wait a second, Libra. But I think is your Mars in Scorpio? Yes. And you've got Neptune.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Wow.
Neptune is
And
Scorpio.
it looks
You
like
have a
my
split
Mars.
house.
Okay, so I am noticing that the green planets on the outer ring
Hmm.
are today's transits.
Yes.
And it looks like Mars is smack on my natal right now.
Yes.
My natal Mars. And
Correct.
so,
That's look here. This is what we're gonna. So Mars.
very interesting what is happening here for me. It's just,
For the Mars conjunct, Mars conjunct, Mars conjunct. It's not even on your chart. Hold on a second. Oh, because I have to do the transits. Okay, transits, current date. We'll do today. So Mars, 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 Mars. It's so weird. It's not on this chart, but it is on this chart. Oh, wait, hold on. Well, Mars moved into Scorpio, so technically it's moving into conjunction with your natal placement of Mars in 8 degrees. So currently Mars is at 0 degrees. So I think with the 8 degrees, yes, it's conjunct. Like we talked about that 10-degree orb, I would still say it's conjunct, but Mars conjunct natal Mars has a lot to do with, I would say, like a complete awakening physically, right? This whole like, and also aggressiveness or assertiveness or the need to get things done, the need to move forward. But I don't understand why it's not on this one. Mars,
hmm.
Mars. That's so weird. All right, hold on to transit's current date. It's so strange. But a Mars conjunct your natal Mars has everything to do with the reactivation. I mean, think of your Mars placement as your physical body. And with the
This
physical
makes
body
sense.
in Scorpio, that's transformation. So you're literally feeling a transformative collectiveness that's happening for all
Yes.
because it's your placement. And then we're going to come up across like Venus. Remember the Uranus? I talked about that Uranus. And then also where Uranus truly is today is right over here, down here,
Hmm.
where it's next to Jupiter.
Right.
Where you're like, notice how the only thing you've got going on here in your whole bottom half of your chart is Chiron
No, I know.
right here. And
Okay,
what's
so
kind of
I was told by another astrologer that my chart is interesting in that the way the charts are divided up, you have self, other, and you also have fate and choice.
Mhm.
And the only thing that I have in self and choice is Chiron.
Correct in your first
So,
house, no less. I believe
right,
it's in
which is
Aries, right?
uh my say what now?
Pisces. You got Chiron in the first house in Pisces. Yes,
What
that's
would you say now? So
I
so
would
she
call that you have the collective wound in your own wound, in your I am. So you're carrying a placement of the wounded healer in order to present that healing and like open up or even open and close the door. I think Pisces is like the infinity symbol. Like think of the two fish going in opposite directions. They're connected by their tails, but that's the infinity symbol.
right.
So I look at that as, and it's in 2 degrees. So that to me represents purity, purification of like the I am. So the more you purify and transition and transform yourself, it's a model, I think,
Yes, and the
of what you're
message
showing
that I
others.
the message that I keep getting is that it is my choice as to whether or not I'm going to choose to heal this lifetime. Yet very clearly it's the only thing that
I think you
is
would with the
in the
Pisces placement. With the Pisces placement in Chiron, I think of Pisces as the end, the tail. I think it's like, yeah, I'm going to do that whenever. I'll get to it.
oh
But you're
well
going to
no
do
I
it.
you're right I am you're right I'm Johnny on this because
Yeah.
I want to see all areas where I am wounded because I'm
Yeah.
very clear
You've got
about
a
that.
lot of
But I
sevens too.
say
Sevens.
what?
Well, I look at the degrees. I
Oh,
like the degree points. You've got a Mercury in seven and a midheaven in seven. So it's like, I think what I connect in my mind is the generosity you give to what you do for your work and how you communicate that. And like the whole, I will do readings for, like bartering, trading, like love offerings, that type of thing. That makes sense because of the generosity. And the 21 degrees to me, and not specifically astrology, but again, the invisible garment work, I believe it's harmony. And harmony is in your sun, in your moon. So again, I'm not taking it for the word harmony, but it does to me rhyme, song, melody. It brings in that feeling of um Pied Piperness, so to speak, in a sing-songy way. Like it's open. It's open to a lot of folks to listen to. And I
right.
think that's because you have that Aquarius in your first house, right? You've got like it's a split house, but you've still got a late degree of Aquarius rising. So to me, that says, well, yeah, I'm going to come off as odd or peculiar or alien like and aloof, but you're all going to want to pay attention because I'm so flippin' interesting. And like you're going to be, people are drawn to you. I mean, let me look at the eyes. People are drawn to you. People are drawn to you no matter what. I mean, I was there. Like just the whole like, what do you got to say there, Sheila? I want to hear all the, I mean, I'm not sitting there like, okay, everything you have to say, but like there's a lot of things that I'm listening or I'm over here doing other stuff, but listening and it resonates with me. So I'll pick up your puzzle pieces that you're dropping down. You're like a spiritual like rapper.
Well, thanks.
Yo, yo,
I
yo, Sheila.
think. Oh, I have to tell my son that he'll get a kick out of that.
I think you will. I mean, you've got a lot of earth and water, moon and fire, North Node, Leo, and ascendant in Aquarius for the air, midheaven and Sag, Uranus and Leo. But where's the rest of your air? Just the sun and rising. That's it. That makes sense. So you're delivering this the sun, I mean the air, you're delivering it in your day-to-day life and in your actions. And your moon is super fiery, so that makes sense. The whole like, wait, there's a lot of that. And then you got the midheaven too. So it's like having your moon so close to your midheaven. I wouldn't say it's conjunct. I would say moon is 21 degrees, your midheaven is 7, but they're both in Sag. It's obviously in your 10th house. It's obviously your reflections, your reactions, your realizations are part of what you are here to work with and show others. Because again, bring it to the collective. I
I
would go with
silenced my
your
phone.
moon, your moon. Say that again.
I silenced my phone. And so I
Okay.
think I was just being told by my phone that to pay
We're on point.
specific
Yep.
attention to what you were just saying.
Your aspect between your moon and your rising gives you like a nurturing and protective personality, but subtle in your actions rather than direct, and are likely to reflect the moods of those around you. Your sense of security in your home are important to you. You have a habit of moodiness, with your emotions frequently changing, and are also drawn to seeking emotional contact with others. You tend to relate well emotionally with other people. You may also find yourself reacting instinctually rather than consciously to a given situation, and you can therefore benefit from shedding the light of conscious reason on your habitual patterns and working towards greater focus on your true individual goals. Now, I would also say you're delivering that on a daily basis, having it sextile. And then you go back to like the sun. Does it even go to the ascendant? Sun trine ascendant. Thank you. This aspect between the sun and ascendant gives a strong-willed and generous. Did I not just say generous for the other two placements? Personality. You are dramatic and assertive. I also said that. Also creative, self-confident, and perhaps a bit self-indulgent. Like Leo rising people, you expect to be the center of attention and often are. You have great energy, courage, and honesty, and are likely to be a natural leader. You can also be inclined to rest on your laurels, relying on your charisma to get you through rather than spurring yourself on to action. Your challenge is to actualize your great potential, which I believe you're doing. The sun is
Well,
like an easy
that's
and
true. And I
beneficial
will tell you
connection.
something, that whole thing with the sitting on the laurels, that I got to be honest with you, that has been one of those things that I've struggled with. And then learning also, see, this is why you're right about the layering of the blueprints, right? Because
Yeah.
I learned from human design that I am the only energy type on the planet that doesn't generate their own energy. So that actually feels like you're supposed to. Well, it says wait for the invitation, kind of feels like sitting on your laurels sometimes when you're waiting to be invited. I mean,
Yeah.
this is again something this year I have struggled with greatly in terms of my own podcasts and channels. You can't force
Yeah.
people to come and have conscious conversations. You
No,
cannot force people.
but people will be drawn in by that Aquarius nature of yours. And I think there is a purpose to the waiting and seeing who comes, because you're putting your intention out there and you're waiting for like it to come back, your response. It's like a boomerang. You're sending out a broadcast and you're bringing it back intentionally. And like I said, up here, I didn't say actually, you got so much going on here in the philosophical quadrant, these three houses, and then also the spiritual quadrant, like with nothing much on the bottom to anchor it whatsoever,
Yeah.
that it makes sense that you have to work on grounding yourself a lot and being in nature in order to deliver all this to here, to your rising, to show it every day. And that can be exhausting because you've got so much going on. You've got so much you want to think about and you want to check into and research and read and
Oh,
deliver all this. It's exhausting, all in the ninth house. And then you got all this stuff over here, seventh to eighth house. So you're part of the transformation. I mean, you've got Venus. I believe your Venus is in your eighth house, but let me just clarify with my little phone app here. We're working out the kinks, people, because I'm so like,
well, yeah, this is, we should say, this is your first. This
yeah,
is the
technically second.
inaugural.
I did one with Crystal last weekend.
Oh, okay,
I don't know how
awesome.
she's gonna do it, but like that was even like kind of more choppier. Hold on, Sheila. Hold on. Houses, Venus and Virgo. Yep, seventh house. Venus. Okay. So what's in the eighth house? Holy cow. I'm sorry. That stuff's not in your ninth house. All that stuff's in your eighth house. Sun and Libra in the eighth house. Okay, so that makes even more sense. More sense that it's all about transformation. Sun, you know, Mercury, Mars, and Neptune, all in the eighth house for transformation. Holy cow. You're doing what you're supposed to. You're doing it. And then with everything kind of lining up over here, yeah, I think it's going to be a very powerful day for you tomorrow. I would hope that we going to do like any kind of podcast birthday celebration if everybody can't be there post your lunch. Maybe we should do that because we just to kind of check in on all the energies and put that out because wowzers, for you to have a birthday and for you to be part of this whole process that we're doing on to like tomorrow,
Oh,
we
I'm
we
down
might
for it.
we might
I
want to talk
would
about it.
definitely be down for it. We just would have to get
Good.
with Lisa and Crystal and and I would love to, even invite Fawn from Florida if she's able. I mean, you know, all of you that have participated with me, I invited several viewers. But the thing of it is, it's tough right now. And I have a very tiny place
Hmm.
and
And it's gonna rain. Yeah, and it's the
yeah,
weather.
and
The weather
then
is not
yeah, because the idea was to be a camp out in my backyard, similar to what we had in July of 2016 here. But it just didn't pan out. And that's cool. We're going to go out to lunch to celebrate mine and Albert's birthday together.
that's
So yeah,
amazing.
I'm up for that. To be honest with you, I think that'd
Yay.
be awesome. I did learn from a local, I think it was the news station, that the peak of this annular eclipse will actually be hopefully visible tomorrow if it's not too rainy.
Partially,
It's
yeah,
around
allegedly.
2:45 p.m. and I believe is what they're saying is that when the peak, if I read it correctly, so that'd be awesome to be able to make let's see what you got. Can you stop sharing? And I
Oh yeah.
can't see what it is because you
All right, I'm
got
gonna
it's
hold it up. Hold on.
such a little tiny window
These are
there.
tiny little cards. It's the star, which
Oh
is
yes,
which
yes,
is
the star
Aquarius. It
card.
looks just like you, Aquarius in nature.
Well,
That's
and
so apropos. The signs are all pertinent. You
yes,
are
and the star
definitely
card
on the path. Let's
is
do that.
my rising is
Yes.
Aquarius, which is the star card.
Well, you've also, like I said, that's your first house. That's the I am. It rules your chart, Uranus. So unpredictable, awesome, cool, spontaneous things, changes, that's all about you.
Well,
Yay.
I will say that it feels I've gotten the feeling is starting to thin. That feeling of being is, in other words, I feel more in one place, but at any moment I can find myself staring off. So I still am experiencing that
Yeah.
feeling and but it does feel for me like it's culminating into something. And that's why I have, my guidance has been all this years to just relax in. Oh, I told you I silenced my phone. I don't, this shouldn't be happening. Um, except that it's telling me that I'm right.
Hmm.
To relax into myself and also and also feel the feels all the way through.
I
Allow,
I
because
think you're practicing balance.
yes, I have this tendency, and I have a feeling that a lot of the collective does have the tendency to shut those feelings down when they become uncomfortable or when there's no reason for them.
You are not wrong
I
in your
think.
story right now. You are realizing things that other people kind of push to the side. This has everything to do with the psychopathology of the narratives that people take on because they have to. And we can go back to that word from the beginning, delusional. I don't think we said
Mhm.
it here, but we talked about it earlier. Um, they live in their own specific delusion that was narrated or made up by some external source, but it makes them feel in those moments at ease. And so when folks feel at ease, they feel like they can flow better, which makes sense. However, are you getting taken off on somebody else's story, or are you creating your own? And that's what we're talking about. So
Exactly.
wrapping it up. So I think the story of your birthday tomorrow is going to be amazing. And the fact that we were all supposed to be together, and it's a bummer that some of us can't be because of this annoying rain and weather, but we will definitely get back together. I plan to be out there in a few weeks anyway, so I'll come by and see you in the first weekend of November.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you so much for sharing your chart and your story. And I hope you come back because obviously we have way more to talk about with
Yes,
Sheila
absolutely.
from Conscious Conversation Central, who is also has her own podcast on the knewlightstreaming.love, also known as KNEW, new, renew. And thank you all for checking in and joining us here today. Hope to see you next time.